Scott and I had a look around the caravan the other day, and because of where we took out all of the cabinetry, there's not a lot of support in the ceiling anymore. So we've come up with a few creative ideas to give me a little bit more reinforcement. So I'm going to be trying to get in the, I guess the background work for that today, so that when I get to building the inside, I've got all my supports in place to allow for the reinforcements. My support, which will go into the corner of the ceiling space and just sort of hold the roof up a little bit and should taper to the center. I need to cut the length. I need to cut the length. Okay, I'll check again. That is perfect. Also, just so you know, if you didn't know this already, I went to Bunnings yesterday to get this 2.4 by 1200 ply, and I wasn't going to fit it in the back of the Patrol because that just wasn't going to happen. So they actually offered me a free cutting service. I think you only get a couple of cuts before they charge you, but I only need it to get this ripped in half. You can actually get this as a service because I've always relied on Scott to get my plywood for me because I don't feel comfortable towing the trailer. So this has just expanded my capabilities so long as I can use a piece that's not full. These are my little light notches. I've got a few. I can just...
Jigsaw's around the corner.
Oh, is it?
You just, if you want to, you can just drill a big drill and just do it in the corners.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, cool. These are a 12mm structural plywood, so they should hold a little bit better. I forgot to do this before, so I'll get onto this now. I just need to make a few little cutouts to allow for the conduit to go through for the light fitting. I'll just make sure that my measurements are fine, which they were not, so I'll fix that up. I'm just going to use my little jigsaw to cut out my shape. What I'm going to do is drill a decent little hole in the corner of where I need to make the cut, and then I'm just going to cut around it. These are my two little holes. That's my little piece. It's not pretty, but no one's going to see it. I've got all of my pieces in, and I had to consistently trim like 1 millimeter off almost every bit, so that was fun. So they're all in. The roof seems to be way more supported, and that's only one side. This is obviously where the weight is because of the roof vent, but I'm going to have a wall support here and a wall support on this side, which will hopefully just give that a little bit more. This is where I'm stuck, so I need to get my piece in this section, and I've sort of put it in on an angle. It fits into the space, I just can't get it in there.
Yeah.
That's going to be way easier.
Yeah.
I need to put another support beam across the roof space because I'll be putting a false wall in to make the little bed space, and I'm going to use this 70 by 35, and I'm just having a little bit of trouble getting it into that area. So Scott said I can just cut it and then brace it. I'm just going to do that now and see if I can get it in place. So these pieces should now go up and they will just be re-supported like that. Okay, that goes in really well. I'm just going to double check my wall measurements and then I'll get this put in. So that's really solid. I will do the batten screw on this side just because Scott said so. I might only do one because I've only got one little one. And then I might just put some of the screws in. I'll just see how I go. Okay, I need to put a chock on the floor. I need to push up on it to get this level, and my level, which I'm using, is sliding away. So I'm just going to stop it from doing that. This isn't going anywhere. It's so good. I just need to move it a little bit to make sure that it's in place. That side was good. Oh my gosh, it's working. I'm going to give the roof a hose just to see where all of my low points are and the areas that I need to brace from underneath. There is an area here that's collecting water as well as this little space, and I can easily brace those before I put the ceiling on. For anybody who saw my painting prep video, this little section through here, that was almost flat, so I'm really happy with how well that's come up. I don't know how well you can see that. So there's a few little spots on the side that I just need to fix up, and I'm pretty happy with it. This is a way better shape than it was. I worked all yesterday afternoon and I've been working all morning. It's about lunchtime now. I didn't bother filming anything because it was pretty boring, but I'll show you my progress. My entire ceiling has been propped and supported. I've got heaps of new support panels in just for when I do my sheeting for the larger sections, which are here and here, as well as this little section here. Where's my hand? There. I've also propped the roof in heaps of different spots so that it actually has a curve now. So they're just bits of plywood, and I've just stuffed some insulation in just so it's not directly on the plywood where it was bare. My next job, and the one I'm not embarrassed to show you now, is I'm going to paint my roof vent. I guess they're like the puzzle piece foam mats. I'll show you some. It's just the interlocking foam ones I used. I had to buy an extra one because I made so many mistakes. And you just lock them together. I'm going to use my outdoor paint to paint up to where the edge is, just so that when it rains and the rain splashes up, hopefully it will give it a little bit more durability. Then I'll use my indoor paint to do the rest of it. I'm probably going to have to give this 3 or 4 coats just because of the pattern in the foam. It's leaving a lot of blank spots, so I'll get them filled in as best as I can, but I'll just keep putting coats on until it looks solid. I just wanted to show you something. If anybody's doing a caravan like this, I left the existing vents in because I liked the look of them. When I was securing the floor back in place so that I can get the walls and start building inside, I noticed that the insulation was absolutely drenched. So what I did is I had a look around the back, and I realized with all of the rain that we had in the last week, the water has sort of been sucked in, possibly from the wind. So I siliconed all the holes and I've just painted it because it was paintable silicone. I also did the same thing on this one, which had also pulled water in and was leaking. So I fixed those two little areas up. They're all siliconed. I had to do the silicone 2 and 3 times on some parts because it sort of gets little air pockets and makes little holes. So I made sure that that was siliconed completely before I painted it. If anybody is thinking about doing a caravan like this, I would suggest sealing those vents. Scott and I went shopping this morning at our local timber hardware as well as Bunnings, and we got all of the stuff we need to do the ceiling and the walls. So I'm going to start by undercoating all of my ceiling sheets, and then as they're drying I'll try and get my measurements sorted out, and then hopefully I'll be able to cut these up and get the ceiling installed today. I just hate drilling a hole and hoping for the best, and I have no idea if it's right. It's the right way. It'll do. Maybe. Oh, I forgot to cut my length. Ah. Yes, I can. 22.75. All right, I need to absorb 167. 8.3. Oh, that's so funny. 8.3. We've just set the power up so we can test to make sure that all of the light fittings work, and we're just going to test the power points as well before I put any wall sheeting on, because I would hate to have it all go together and then something's wrong with the electricity. So we're just going to test everything now. We've just tested all the power. We've got a little, I don't know, a little meter tester, I suppose. And everything works perfectly fine. All the lights are good. The outside light works, and I actually have power to the inside of the Caravan now, which is awesome. We've just got an extension cord running from the house at the moment, but at some point we will get a circuit put into the circuit box, and we will have this on its own little circuit. Yesterday I was really confused with my phone. All of my videos kept filling up my storage in like 10 minutes, and I just couldn't work out what was going on. So I did a little bit of research into my phone settings, and Ayla had turned my video settings all the way up to the absolute maximum. So instead of having an hour and a half worth of footage, I was getting 10 minutes and then my phone would just stop recording. So you're going to miss out on watching me struggle severely whilst trying to put these sheets up. But I do have this sheet and this sheet on the ceiling. I did that using my little ladder because Scott was supposed to help me, and then he just sort of disappeared and I just worked it out. So I was pretty happy with that. Today my goal is ceiling on and painted. So that'll be exciting. I'm gonna have to get this light fitted before I put the sheet up, just because of where it's located. It's just on the other side of the center beam, so I don't have a lot of space to get this through. There's plenty of space for the cord. That side's easy because it's all on the same side. So I'm just gonna take this out, pop this in. I'll just have to paint around it. It's so good. Okay. Get the bag. I finished painting the ceiling last night, and I came out this morning and it was all dry, and I put my lights in and everything works. I put 3 coats of paint on the ceiling, and this is a semi-gloss paint. The whole Caravan will be semi-gloss. I just find it's a nicer surface to wipe down, and in a space like this, it's sort of not weird, but in a house, you probably wouldn't put semi-gloss on the walls. My next job is going to be the wall sheets, which I will get onto this week, but I am working as well, so I just have to do things in the afternoons and on the weekends. I did want to make a comment about the size of this Caravan, because in the videos it looks quite large and spacious, but I'm recording on 0.5 just so that you can get as much visual in of the Caravan. And if I record just on a normal video, you can't really see much, and this makes it look a lot better, but it also makes it look bigger. The floor space is only 4.2 meters. So although this makes it look very spacious, it's actually not that big. I'm going to put another cost break up to see how we're traveling at the end of this video, just so that you have an idea of how much something like this would cost. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in a couple of weeks.